So, dear colleagues, and now time for me to invite our next speaker, Alina Svetlova. Alina, are you here with us?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
I can't
Hello,
see you.
Yeah. Just a moment.
Okay.
I'm here.
Yes.
I'm here.
So let me introduce our colleagues. So Alina Svetlova is coach, PCC coach from Australia, certified business coach with MBA degree, and she is going to show us common things and differences in work with foreign clients. So Alina, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And can we see my presentation? Is it possible?
So Alina, yes, you can do it on your own, right? Or you need my help? So I thought you're going to do it on your own. So from your computer.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
we can help you. So share screen and
yeah, from my computer. Yeah.
I think for you it will be a little bit more comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Manage it on your own. But
Okay.
if need, we can help you.
Yeah. Okay. Just a minute. Yeah, it's small challenge. Share screen. Share screen. Yeah, and I hope you can see. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Alexandra. Yeah.
Your presentation is on.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And sorry. And I'm very glad to see you all. And first of all, I would like to thank our organizers for this wonderful initiative. I know preparation of this events requires big effort. Thank you very much for this event and for this opportunity for me. And I saw familiar names in our chat, and I saw new ones too. And so please allow me to introduce myself and explain why I'm going to speak this topic. Yes, I'm coach, I'm PCC coach, and I'm practicing since 2003, and now I have about 2,100 hours of coaching practice. And main areas of interest are business, leadership development, and support of my clients in the different areas of life and business. And my coaching practice held mainly on Russian language with clients of all continents. However, currently situation is changing. The reason is that 4 years ago, my family and I moved to Australia, to Sydney, where I have to communicate in English. Probably you know that 95% of Australian population are immigrants, and they continue to come. This means that that means they on the one side, all nations here are mixed, and people are sharing the Australian values. On the other side, all the national characters are preserved in their one space which is the one of most important Australian values. My first clients here were from Russian community in Sydney, in Australia. Then they recommended my service to their English-speaking friends, which led me to coaching in English. Now, among my clients are Australian, originated from Bulgaria, Macedonia, China, Latin America. I am very grateful for them as practicing coaching in English is still a challenge for me. So our cooperation helped us to grow and develop together. And today I want to share with you my things about how our national and cultural traditions influence on the process and results of the coaching. And also I want to know you now, and I would like to suggest you to enter one if you coach clients from different countries or from different cultures. Please enter one. Yeah, I'd like to see. Yeah, Katya, Olga, Janara, thank you. Tatiana, yeah, thank you. And please enter two if you plan to coach in English or to coach people from different countries. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your answers. Yeah, and we can continue. It's very interesting. Yeah, and if you entered one, maybe you already met the situation when clients from different countries and nationalities react differently on the same coaching questions. Who had this situation? Yeah, Julia, yeah. The same questions and the very different answers. Yeah. Yeah, and today we will discuss with that this may be related. But first of all, I would like to discuss what is uniting all our clients independently from their language or nationality. What is this? How do you think for you? Yeah, I can repeat my questions. And sorry, number. My question is, how do you think what uniting? What is uniting? What is uniting our clients independently from the language or nationality? What do you think? Values. Yeah. Yeah, want to be happy. They want to be happier. Yeah. 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 Desire to achieve their goals. Yes. Yes. It's good. Yeah. It's true. Yeah. And it's very interesting how a coach understands this, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. And Please let me know, say, my hypothesis. I'm I am closely cooperate with Ericsson College, and we from Ericsson very fond of using logical levels model. And this model is very convenient to illustrate various processes related to human thought strategies. Logical levels model also gives us understanding of how processing and structuring of new information is happening. And what it's my thinking. Yeah, I think it's, how can I manage? Yeah, if we look at the logical levels model, we can see that we may notice that there exist a lot of differences of the lower logical levels. How people are used to dress, what to eat, how they behave in the life and in family. These are the levels of environment, actions and abilities. Some of the customs and habits may appear to us very unusual and even strange. But getting up to the higher levels, we find that these differences disappear. And basic humanitarian values become the main. In my opinion, our clients mentioned that important things, love and understanding with close people, happiness and wealth of friends and family, and internal harmony. And our clients want to bring more gladness and easiness to their lives, independently from nationality or country of birth. Who noticed that too? Please share in the chat if you noticed. Often client requests coming to coaching are more and more related with determining of own mission. This is a trend of the modern world. People want to do something valuable for other people. For instance, this idea is laying at the basis of many startups. Business must be social oriented. From my experience, it's amazing for me. From my experience, I can mention startups related with recycling, ecology ideas. Other example can be business spending part of the profit to charity. And for me, it was very amazing to hear how similar are thoughts of my Russian-speaking and English-speaking Australian clients. I even started to think about organization of the club of my clients to share ideas about this interesting businesses. Did you meet this in your experience? Could you share in the chat how it is for you? Could you write? Yeah. And maybe it's only for my clients. it's this trend for Russian clients and for Australian clients. How about you, dear coaches? And next, And next point is about awareness of their self as part of global world. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I have speaking in Russian speaking clients. Yeah. Awareness of their self as part of global world. People are more feeling themselves as part of global world. They move frequently, can choose towns and countries for life, see different opportunities, and tend to move to a place where they can take advantage of their abilities and talents. This means that everybody starts to understand how they can influence on the whole world, even from his village or small town. And I admire the greatness and power of my clients. So we can find a lot of common between of our clients from different countries and nationalities. This is a good news for coaches, as we can work without borders. We know that deep and powerful ideas of our champions are intended to improve the world. And we are ready to support our clients to development and implementation to their ideas. And when we are thinking about implementation, we are moving with our clients down over logic levels. Maybe you can notice that. And these levels hold the answers to the questions what to do, how exactly to do this. And in other words, we need more details. And when details are appeared, the differences are appeared too. We are now discussing differences in problem-solving strategies of clients from various countries. And I would like go to the next slide. Where are the differences? Internal world map and context. In my opinion, it's very important to observe how we can support our clients in these differences. First factor, I think first factor is internal map of the world of a client. This is their upbringing, experience, customs of their family and country. Psychologists may easily add accepted in concrete community coping strategies, family aspects, influence of collective unconscious, and etc. And second factor, I think this is context, that conditions in which a client is living. And it's good if there are verbalized rules and clear behavior, traditions, and ways of achieving of the goals. At the same time, there are a lot of historically implied rules which are not directly stated anywhere. Sometimes there were reasons for that. Sometimes they came by accident. The way became a custom, and nobody remembers why it's accepted to behave this on or that way. Separately, I would attract your attention to the language. and thank you for this conference, because it can be considered as a context. But language also influence on the structure of their client's map of the world. By my first education, I'm philologist and linguist, and it's very helpful to for my coaching practice to have knowledge from psycholinguistic and social linguistic. I even read some classic works again from this area. And for now, we are talking only about a client living in this in his own country. Situation changes dramatically when the client moves to different country, to new country, and context is different, and the client's map of the world is not always helpful. And now look at the coaches. Coach also has its own context and own map. What happens when a coach is also a migrant? Did you ever think about that? We as coaches bring to coaching process. What are you thinking about this? What are you thinking? Could you share in our chat? We have internal map of client and context of client, and this context can change, and we have internal map of coach, and we can context of coach, and context can change too. Yeah, good. These kind of fun clients. Yeah, such can support people who are going to do the same problem. Yeah, Sandra, it's true. Yeah, it's true. We have very similar problems and very similar goals. Yeah. And adaptation is a very important goal. For us. Yeah, in this new country. Yeah, it's big question. Yeah, it's true. And when I started to work with my first clients in Australia, they were from Russia and from USSR, mostly from Russia. These people already lived in Australia quite a long time, about 20 or 30 years. As any coach, I listened attentively. I managed to catch some differences, but at first this was on intuitive level. But I wanted more structure and more clarity because I wanted to support them. And I was investigating this question. I like structure and systematic manner, so my findings were done in the area of ideas, hypotheses, and scientific research, which could help me. This very hard to find this, and it was not scientific research, but I tried to become familiar with main areas. Most suitable for my goals, I found the concept of Geert Hofstede. Maybe do you know? Yeah. Do you know? Julia? Yeah. Who else? Yeah, Virginia. Yes. Yes. The name is Geert Hofstede. And my next my next slide is about this concept. Geert Hofstede and his cultural dimensions theory. This concept helped me to understand differences between Russians and Australians, for example. Next slide, we will see next differences. And this concept is known for already several tens of years. During these years, it first became very popular, but then was criticized. We can use typology of Geert Hofstede like model. It's useful for me. I hope it will be useful for you. The author distinguished 6 key dimensions of national culture. First is, just a moment. I would like to see my slide. And power distance index, individualism versus collectivism, masculinity versus femininity, and certainly avoidance index, and long-term orientation versus short-term orientation, and indulgence versus restraint. I like last point because it's about happiness. It's about happiness. And next slide, I'd like to show you my, you can see examples. I think you understand why I show you Russia and Australia. But maybe you have a question about China. This is related to the fact that Australian and Chinese economies are closely connected. Australia has large Chinese diaspora, and finally, this is related to the requests of my clients. And I would like to show you some some examples. First example, two small cases. First example, the client from Russia starts working in Australian company. This is her first job in Australia. Previously, she worked in Russia, in Moscow. Let's call her Helena. As you know, on the new workplace, it's very important to have a successful adaptation and to prove yourself. After 3 days of work, Helena reports her manager that all the work for the week is done. Helena is proud that work last and did all before the deadline. However, she had to stay a couple of times after hours. However, instead of expected encouragement, Helena manager shows dissatisfaction and started analyzing of the quality of her work. Manager recommends Helena work slowly and carefully verify the work. It was paradox. Helena is confused. What is she expected on work in fact? Are these requirements personal features of her manager or standard expectations from a worker in Australian company? Yeah, and we look at this slide, we will find one of the possible explanations. Look at the last two columns, long-term orientation and indulgence for Russia and for Australia. I can show this. Sorry, just a moment. And this long-term in Russia and indulgence in Russia. And we can see long-term orientation in Australia and indulgence in Australia. It was very interesting questions. A very interesting question. Yeah, how can we understand it's individual features or it's nationality. And I have a question for you. Helena finished her short distance and achieved the goal, but it but if look in long term, constant work in this mode can lead to a stress. This is dangerous to Helena and her colleagues. In Australia, it's very important how the life is going. One of the key Australian values is work-life balance, and the manager asks Helena what she can change in her life and in her job. And my question is, what questions would you ask Helena on a coach place? Please share in the chat your ideas. What questions for Helena in this situation? If you would be coach. Could you share in the chat? Hello. Yeah, your question for Helena in this case, in this topic. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Lilia. Ah, bad connection. Yeah. And more details. What is for you? Work-life balance. Yeah. Lilia, thank you. Who else? We discussed questions with Helena. What do you know already about Australian corporate culture? How can you know more about it? Olga, thank you for your questions. Helena wants to make her job very good. it's her goal, and to save her first job. Yeah, and next questions were who or what can help it. Can help you, and if you look at your life from a wide perspective, how do you see on the work and out of the work, what becomes important and interesting, because in Australia it's very important to have hobby, to have free time for your family, for your life. For good job. Yeah, Alexandra, and we can. Yeah,
Thank you so much for your questions to our colleagues. We have 7 minutes and a few questions. So the first question is from Lilia, and she asked you to share your experience as a coach for your first Australian client.
My first Australian client it was young woman from Bulgaria, and her goal was to save relationships with her husband. Because her husband was from a different country. I don't remember now, but it was very important because it was connected with visa, with formal government process, and it was very amazing because you can see my English not very well, but my coaching, I asked her, you can see, you can discuss with me, and you can decide if you want to have this coaching and this English. Yeah, it was good time for us.
Thank you for sharing. And Olga asks you to clarify the meaning of masculinity. The question is it statistic of people or mental thinking or something else? Thank you.
Yeah, it's good questions. this is the reason why this model was criticized. Because it was discovering, but not valid. Yeah, it's open questions, and I think it's we can see on this model like trend, like model, because I'm not sure that it's strong investigation. I'm not sure.
And we have another one question from Gennaro. Dear Alina, those statistics came from the questions on compared environment or on the lifestyle in those countries? Thank you.
Yeah, good questions. Good question. It's a good question for me. I can speak about Australia only because my experience is in this country, and I think in Australia it's very important to have free time, to have for your family, for your hobbies, and surfing, barbecue. But they have Australians have time for job, and they have time for their life. It's very important, and they save they save their life. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you, Anna. Yeah, about other dementias, you can read on the homepage of Gerd Hofstede or in Wikipedia. Yeah, there are a lot of information. Yeah, it's easy to find out this information. Yeah, thank you, Julia. Yeah,
thank you for your questions. Okay, so we still have a few minutes, so maybe some final words.
Yeah, it's my last slide for what works in cross-cultural coaching. In my experience, it's we find with my clients next decisions. It's observation, it's widening, it's exploring, and new experience for my clients when they can explore different culture, different life, or different job in new country. For example, in Australia, it's very interesting to explore how it will be different. Yeah, thank you for your attention. Yeah,
thank you for sharing your experience.
It was big challenge for me.
Yeah, and you asked a lot of questions. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.